Welcome to Warrior Class,
where the teachers will pass.
And you will too, if you pass.
Now, the reason why we're using the two of us, I use a terrible British accents, is because our guest host, our first guest host, actually is British. And do not call a black man from England English.
No, sir.
they will be pissed off. So
that's right.
So I'm Balogun, as you know, Balogun Ojitade, master of the African Martial Arts Institute.
I am Akinbobola Ifa Kayode, master instructor of the African Martial Arts Institute.
I am Bile, soon to be full instructor, assistant instructor for the next 20 minutes.
So this is Warrior Class, double digits. I'm not saying how many we are anymore. I made that promise once we went to the double digits. So today we're going to be dealing with seated techniques, seated as in a chair or wheelchair. And I'll make certain points about a wheelchair is different from a chair. There are certain things you would have to do. Okay. But before we get to that, we're going to get to news. Is there any news that we got going on?
So something you brought up, we were talking about earlier. We're going to address. But before we get to that, I just wanted to have a quick PSA about COVID testing. I've ran into a number of people now since March of 2020 when this thing started that have been diagnosed with COVID. They tested, got past it, and moved on. Well, one of the things that you may want to take in consideration, if you just so happen to contract this virus that has a 98% survival rate, first thing is don't get mentally down to where you think you're going to pass from here. Your mind is the strongest part of your healing. So if you do contract this virus, I would suggest that maybe get home test yourself. If you think you may have the virus, to home test yourself and not maybe go on public record because of certain restrictions and protocol that they're going to use when you do that, and the dangers of actually going to the hospital, getting on a ventilator and what that could cause. We know that. So we don't have to go into that.
Now, home tests, you can order them and they can send them to your home?
You can order them or you could buy. I'm not sure where you buy them at, but they come in packs of, I think one of my friends had a pack of 80 home tests. So I don't know. You don't think you're going to need that?
How much is that? Like hundreds of dollars? I mean, that's...
No, my friend ain't that. He's cheap. It couldn't be that much.
And then you don't send it away to get results. You just
it's just like a home test.
Okay, I heard about it. It's the rapid test.
Right. And it's just as reliable as any rapid test that you're going to take.
Right.
So
just nose, spit. What is it?
It's the same thing. I think it's the nose. Yeah, up the nose swab. And he tested positive when he felt himself coming down. He kept testing himself every day as he took supplements and things of that nature. And within 4 days, he tested negative. Now, if you were to report that, your job ain't gonna care, whoever ain't gonna care that you test negative in 4 days. They're gonna make you stay home to 3 weeks to at least 2 weeks as protocol. So I would just suggest, maybe take the home test. That way you're not endangering anybody. You're negative, you're positive, and you're not messing up your business. You know what I'm saying? Your financial state.
Now, I'll say this. He's not saying, and we're not saying, take the vaccine, don't take the vaccine.
Exactly. I'm not talking about that. Use your judgment.
Use your judgment and use your common sense. And there's a lot of information out there right here on Black Power Media on both sides. Mm-hmm. Okay. So on both sides of that argument, do your research and do what's best for you. And we would do the same. And you will never hear us say whether we're vaccinated or not vaccinated for that very reason, because you have to do your research. And that too. Your style is your style. The system is the system, right? So, do what's best for you. I know some people who are vaccinated talk strongly in regard to it, and I love them. I know some people who are not vaccinated talk strongly against being vaccinated, and I love them. So you have to think, does that change? But I've been hearing about people fighting when I was researching about when we were getting ready to fly to Chicago. I can tell where I was at now because I'm back. We went to Chicago for my mother's birthday, and right before that, there was fights on the plane. People fighting because one dude didn't want to put on the mask. And, fist fights, right? Be very careful. So I'm checking on those kind of things, and we were getting ready, just in case something crazy jumped off. And actually, I had my mask on. It was hard to breathe. I brought it down on my nose, and this white dude was looking at me, and I said to my wife, "If he comes over here and demands I put my mask all over my nose, it's not going to be pretty." Because I was about to put it over my nose anyway, but if he demands,
right,
oh, that shit coming off now. So, because I want him to do what he's going to do, then I was going to snatch his off, put mine back on, be out. Okay? So, snatch it, put my be out. I'm just that way sometimes. No, don't do that out here, folks. Just use your common sense and be careful.
Exactly.
So, any news?
We were just talking before off camera about what was that? You just made a point about something. My mind just went blank. It was dealing with. It wasn't dealing with the vaccine.
Was it Chicago or so?
Yeah, Chicago.
You got gun violence in Memphis has left 7 dead, including the teenage boy over a couple of days. They said Chicago. How many was it? 6 killed, 56 wounded by gun violence. Let me say this. I doubt those numbers they're using. Yes, Chicago is a violent city. Okay, I wouldn't lie. I'm from there. I'm not gonna lie and say it's not. But goddamn, come on, 56 wounded on the weekend by gun violence, 6 dead. Me and my wife were looking at the statistics. One weekend, they said 63 people, whatever, were murdered by gun violence. And she said, man, 63 people dead. If they keep that up, won't nobody be in Chicago no more. And I laughed when she said it, but I thought about that mathematically, that would be true. And it would take a long time because you got millions in Chicago, but you would feel ramifications.
Definitely a neighborhood.
From, so many people dead. That's a lot of folks. Right. And if you keep it up, come on. So now there are people being murdered probably every weekend. As a boy, I watched the man blow the bottom of his leg off with a shotgun, and then he's like, "Go ahead, Adam." Now, call me by my government. He knew me. This was somebody I know, right? Well, and he's my middle sister, her age, right? My big sister. I got 2 big sisters, right? And he, "Go on, Adam, go on. I'm going to the store. Go on, man, you're in the way." Like, I'm just disturbing him from doing his killing. So I went to the store, like, I stick around in the store for a while longer than normal.
Right.
And then I come around and they're not there. So I don't know if he drugged the dude somewhere or what, right? His leg wasn't there too. So I guess he took the whole thing, and walked off with him, or the dude limped off with his leg. And the person I know ran off in the other direction. I don't know. I'm walking down the street one day. I got a Kit Kat in my mouth. Never forget it. Got a Kit Kat in my mouth like it's a cigarette, thinking I'm cool. I was 11 years old. Will never forget this. 18-year-old boy who I knew, who I admired up until then. I'm walking. He puts his mouth to my mouth and bites the Kit Kat.
Oh, I was not expecting that.
Being disgusting. I had to, so the Kit Kat candy bar sticking on my mouth. He puts it on my mouth and bites it like that and chews it. And I got to handling his ass. I'm 11.
Oh, wow.
Handling this mark.
Crazy. That's crazy.
I'm boop, back, bit, right? Oh, and so now if you sit up here and talk about some homophobia or something,
homophobic
you using you are out your goddamn mind because it ain't got nothing to do with that. It's got everything to do with he violated me and put that because if I did that to a woman,
it would
that's a violation.
Right,
and if she whooped my ass, I deserved it.
By definition, don't homophobic means you're afraid of homosexuals?
Well, we ain't gonna go there. It does. So now on that, if you go by the real thing, right? It means a fear home, and I don't. So never did. I really don't have homophobia. A couple people in my life that I love very much are not straight, right? So I don't that. So that's not the situation at all. But when you talk about fear, anything, I was raised not to fear nothing. So that's really a term that's a manipulative term that's used to make you feel, because people don't want to feel like they're in fear. Right. To make you feel bad. It's something else, but I wouldn't use the term homophobia. I've never liked that term. Don't put a phobia on me. That's also a mental illness. Exactly. So don't force a mental illness on me because I disagree with something that you're doing. You may disagree with something I'm doing. Right. Yeah. I call you, I don't believe in using violence. I may call you shea butter, but I'm not going to say you insane.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I might say you insane.
Well, some people may feel you. I don't feel they're insane if they don't, but, you are shea butter.
Right.
All right. So we need to have a container of shea butter here. So every time somebody clowning, just, but yes. So however many I've murdered in Chicago, whether you're in Chicago, Atlanta, Brewton, Alabama, in Hawaii, wherever you at, stay chiseled. Watch your back. That don't change none of that. It doesn't change that we get brutalized by the police. I always look at those 6 killed, 56 wounded. How many was that police killing and wounding folks?
They don't say, do they?
They never say, because they want you to think in your mind that's gang violence when you talk about Chicago. And when you talk about gang violence, you think about black on black violence. Yeah. And that's why they do that. But how many was the cops? Man, look. Of all the violent encounters I've been in my life, when you talk about not talking about military, I've had to deal with somebody where violence has been enacted upon me.
Yeah.
It's been by the police.
Good point.
So
the most violent encounters since I've been in Atlanta has been with the police.
That's probably damn near across the board.
Right.
In the United States, the police are absolutely the military, and they're the biggest. In Chicago, they tell you we're the biggest gang in the city.
I once posted, have you ever, as a child, had a police point a gun to your head? And for what reasons? I couldn't believe all the responses. I thought I was special.
If I say right now to you all and to us right here, have you ever had a negative encounter with the police? Raise your hand.
Yeah, that's everybody.
They can't see your hand. There you go. Everybody. Now, I know in England they don't carry guns like that, but you still get.
I know they've done it with guns to me.
Really?
Yeah, embarrassingly too.
So,
in front of places like, pulled me over, got all kind of like their version of SWAT teams.
Oh yeah, no, they carry guns.
And and having machine guns, put you on the floor, all this kind of stuff. They've done it to me.
Wow. So
also for you all who think no cops in the UK carry guns, it's definitely by the special ops folks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Don't be confused. One last thing of news that I just remember is real quickly, and this is just a lesson. This lady at a nail shop, she went to a nail shop. This black woman went to a nail shop with this white lady that does her nails. They got into an argument. She left the nail shop. The white lady followed her home. The black woman knew, she had her kids with her too, knew that the white woman was following her.
Followed her all the way home?
The black woman still went home Then when she got out the car to confront the white woman pulled out a pistol on her. So the white woman pulled out a pistol, got back in her car and left. The black woman followed the white woman all the way back to her job again, where they called the police on the black woman, and the black woman got arrested. Now, let me just say, all of that was wrong and foul and all that, but awareness would have helped so much in this, some type of self-protection training. Everybody should know. You get in an argument, I don't care who you is, or how bad you think you is, you get in an argument with somebody and it's not dealt with and that person is still coming for you, you don't go home. If somebody is following you, you don't even, before you get in your car, if you see them you don't go. You don't leave that, you don't do that. That's the big no right there. You got your kids and you went home to let this person know where you stay. And then she put, this person, she was writing my tag and information down my ass. She know where I stay. That's your fault. And I hate to say it like that. I'm sorry, that was too bad. That was too much. It's not your fault that she was who she was and acted how she acted. It's your responsibility to protect yourself and your kids and not allow her to get that information. Y'all are arguing all the business. Don't go home. That's not where you go. If she don't know what car you riding in, don't let her know what car you riding in. You argue with somebody in the spot, you don't go let them know what car. You wait the day leave. You know what I'm saying? And I forgot that happened. And a lot of people, giving her support and everything, which I am giving her a lot of more support, but I just had to put that. And I actually told her that. I was like, look, I love you, protect yourself, but do never, when you get into something with somebody, never go home. Never let them follow you home. So I just had to get that out because that's life and death.
Or even like you said, don't get in your car. You get in your car, you think you're intelligent and you drive somewhere else, not home. Right. They still have your license plate and they can find your home. So they can be waiting for you when you get home.
Right.
You say, well, how can they get that information? That's not difficult to do. They post people's address all the time
on the dark web. I can get anybody's IP address, which will lead to all your personal information for $1. Wow. That's not a lot. That's not a joke. That's the truth. $1 is all that go for. You just got to know how. You got to know how.
On that, be careful what you wear. Everything's political, right? So if you're wearing like this shirt, don't wear that shirt to the club. Sure. Number one, I don't want us being associated. That's an African Martial Arts Institute shirt. I don't want us being associated with the club. But also somebody may try to pull your hold card, right? And it's a hold card from poker, not whole card, by the way, just so you know. Somebody may try to pull your whole card, right? So don't do that. I was on the train in Chicago. Big dude sits on, this dude's so big, or he had a big ass. I don't know, maybe both. Because, if you got a big ass, you sit down, you're going to be taller than somebody who doesn't. This dude sat down, he's like way over. You can't see my hand in the camera no more. He's way over me. And he starts pushing me against the wall. I said, hey, brother, you all right? He's looking, and I got a martial art magazine. And I'm looking at it. He look, oh, you do that karate? I said, I do a little bit. He said, what would you do if I just spit in your face? I said, you don't want to spit in my face. He said, what would you do if I just reach in my pants right now and pull out some shit and throw it in your face? I said, if you throw some feces in my face, sir, I'm going to beat the brakes off. And he says, yo, I like you. He said, bumping me. I like you. You ain't scared. And I wasn't scared, but I'm like, oh, I'm in trouble. I said, I'm in trouble. So I said, oh, man. So I'm thinking, should I roll up the magazine and, get ready to work? So I started getting ready to roll. Oh, you going to use the magazine? I said, I'm just putting it in my bag. Like, shit. So, I'm like, what? So I said, sir, you best let me out because I'm about to get off the train. My stop was about an hour away. I'm about to get off the train, sir. So you best let me leave. I'm talking damn near loud as hell.
Right. That's funny.
He's like, all right, go ahead, little man. Go ahead. I get off the train like, holy shit. Yes, I got off the train. Because I can always catch another train. And I learned that is avoidance. And I learned then, never again will you ever see me reading a martial arts magazine or anything like that on no public transportation. And never again did I. You know,
all you're doing is giving somebody a higher sense of alertness they need to be if they're going to deal with you.
Right.
Exactly. And this old giant dude, shh.
Martial,
and I wasn't aware because I didn't see him until he sat down. I realized how big he was. I didn't pay him no attention while I kind of saw him out the corner of my eye, but I didn't. Right. He sat down and it was damn near empty on the train, so he could have sat somewhere else. So now I'm looking. Now I'm being alert. And I'm realizing I am really in danger. And this dude is nutty as a loon. He was nutty than squirrel poop.
Wow.
Martial arts should be your personal savior. So that means you shouldn't be sharing it with folks. You'll need to let everybody know that's what you got.
Absolutely not. You know, you walking down the street, swinging a stick, you know, nunchuck, and thinking ain't nobody gonna mess with you, and cats will mess with you.
Exactly. Just because.
I mean, I've been to, when I was young, I go to interviews, and they say, it says here, you are a martial art instructor. And I don't want to make you mad. That's almost invariably Muslim. I don't want to make you mad. And I say, I'm not a psychopath. I'm just a martial arts instructor. I'm not a psychopath. But that lets you know how people feel. They feel a martial artist is crazy as shit.
You just be hoping somebody do something you can do. I don't.
Right. Like, hell no. Because they think this thing is performative. They think it's a show.
Right.
And so acting crazy is part of the show. You know, being crazy ain't part of the show, but acting crazy is a show. Okay. And so they think that, you know, everything's a show.
I'm thinking about life.
It ain't supposed to show. When people see me out in the street, the last thing they're going to think is I'm a martial artist. And that's good.
It's great.
Exactly. It's great. People come into town. I throw martial arts workshops. People has done that to me when I was younger, in my 20s, especially. They come into town. They walk right over to one of my students that's big and tall, you know. How you doing, master? I heard so much about you. Happened to one of my students, Paul. He said, that's the teacher right there. That's how Paul taught everything. Everybody called him the Incredible Hulk. He's like, Hulk smash. That's the teacher right there. And the guy looks at me like, what? And, you know, he's kind of surprised. I said, yeah, I'm so sorry. I said, it's cool.
You remember Black Testacon, the little boy came to me and said, are you the Balogun? Because we were sitting beside each other, and I was like, no, that's
you know, like the child come up to Miss Green. Hey, you Miss Green? Give him the Coca-Cola. You know, you throw him his shirt. You know, you know, I'm cool with that. So I do what I do. I do what I do. Why I do it, not for show. I'm not, you know, out here. But if I was out here for show, oh boy, I'd be clowning. I was just watching the video with my wife today. This dude was clowning. This dude was showing off.
Really?
And the shit was ridiculous. It would get him killed. But it looked good for a movie or something.
Right.
But he was teaching a workshop. So it wouldn't just get him killed.
What system?
It can get the other people. Oh, I want to say, then you know who it is.
All right. We're gonna run out of time. Before we get started with techniques, I want to remind y'all, Warrior Class Workshop coming October the 2nd. If you're here in Atlanta,
that's live.
Present, contact us about that.
Well, let me say on that too. Yeah. So Warrior Class Live, because of this COVID time, you will see us working together. If you're in Atlanta and you come, bring a comrade. So y'all can work on the side, right? And you'll see us working with some other folks. Those are by invitation. So we're working with other folks outside of the African Martial Arts Institute and Warrior Class, right? By invitation only. Somebody said, well, how do I get an invitation? When we say, hey, can you come and train with us? Or if you say to us, I would like to train, can I get an invitation? I hate to be funny, but you got to be somebody that I've trained with before. Or something, you know, your mama. There's got to be somebody like that we have a close relationship to, because we got to be careful. But you still will learn. You'll learn just as well as the folks right there touching hands with one of you. Ain't got to touch hands with one of us. I may touch hands with one of y'all, with gloves on. But bring a comrade, and y'all can work together. You're gonna still get I'm not gonna be like, we just do this and our backs to you. I'm still gonna be instructing you. We're gonna still instruct you, right? And then those that tune in, have a comrade with you, a friend, spouse, whatever. Because it'll be like this, but more people, and we will move around with the cameras and things of that nature, so you'll be able to see exactly what's going on. And I give y'all a hint. This may sound strange to you, bring a hammer with you.
If it sounds strange to you, this kind of stuff he tells the class all the time we do works. Like, bring a oven mitten. Like, the hell are you talking about?
Right.
So bring not any hammer, bring a claw hammer, the typical hammer. It's got the head on it, and then it's got the curved claw in the back.
Yeah.
Bring that. If you don't have that, you say, well, I don't have a hammer, but I got a cane. Bring the cane. Cane is shaped the exact same way as a hammer, for those that don't realize that. It's got that curve, and some have a palm rest. That palm rest is like the head.
I wasn't thinking of
It's got the shaft.
Exactly. Not just to kind of do like that, but to kind of
right.
Oh, dang.
The handle.
So
every day.
Shaped just like if you learn how to use a cane, you learn how to. You learn how to use a hammer. If you learn how to use a hammer, you learn how to use a cane.
I'm gonna give you the cheat code to get to the warrior class workshop. If you feel like you may not get invited because we don't know who you is, you're in Atlanta and you want to come. I'm just saying, maybe if you attended the African martial arts class on Monday, you come to the class and the trainer died from 7 to 9. We got about 3 more classes before October comes, maybe. We get to know you a little bit. That ups your chances a whole lot of coming to warrior class.
Yeah, that's a serious cheat code right there.
I'm trying to give you game. I'm trying to put you on game. Free game.
Free game. Hashtag. Hashtag free game right there.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
All right. So we're about to get into the techniques. All right. If you are sitting at a restaurant or you're sitting in a seat in a concert, or probably not nowadays, or at church or the mosque, or you're sitting on a bench, what have you. Now, folks at the mosque, depending on what my Nation of Islam mosque say, I'm sitting at the mosque, ain't nobody gonna do shit because I got 1,000 other brothers and sisters that's gonna handle that business. So you may not want to attack nobody if you're in the mosque in the nation, right? You have mosque number 2, Mosque Mariam in Chicago, and you decide you're gonna just hit somebody in the head. You're probably gonna pay for that one, all right? So
bus stop on the bench.
You're on the bus stop.
Yeah.
In a restaurant. Now those would change things. So the rest in a wheelchair, in a restaurant, you had a table. That's gonna limit your mobility. So when you say, well, that's going to limit your mobility as much as a person in a wheelchair. Well, damn near. Actually, they have more because they can move. But you're sitting here, it's going to be difficult to move. You're trying to move back while a person's trying to knock your block off. Okay. But we're about to deal with that. We're going to shift this camera around and go into the fight area. And we say fight area because it's agreed that we ain't actually battling each other. So we say fight cam. We agreed that we ain't gonna hurt each other.
Right.
That's another warrior class. That ain't this one.
But if I'm on camera with somebody out on the street, that's not fight cam. that's a different type of cam, and I'm gonna get your cam too, because I can't have you have me on camera. All right. So we're gonna move around to this side. This is what happens when you have a long code on your phone.
Oh.
It takes forever to get to it. All right, so.
Going behind you, Baba.
Well, first we're gonna be in front. We're gonna deal with the hook punch, then with straight punch, then the rear choke from the seat. Then we're gonna deal with. Then we're gonna deal with, if you see it, but you are you're seated, but you are in a on the floor or things of that nature, because that will change things as well. Okay.
Kind of dark.
So you're sitting down. You just got to remember a couple of things. When he gets ready to attack, he, she, whatever it may be, you're going to cover yourself. We dealt with that on the Reapers Morning Show. We dealt with that in Warrior Class. Covers, your elbows come up. If they can, bring them up to about your nose height or eyebrow height. We always say brow height, but maybe nose. If not, if you say I can't lift that high, at least get your wrist to the middle of your head, like right about in line with your ear. So you're about your elbow now is about the height of your chin. Try to at least do that. If it's down here, at least you can defend somewhat on the side of your face. So this is covering my face. This is that, oh snap. Somebody says, watch out, the ball about to hit you in the head. Oh, you bring your arms up, right? So that's what we're doing. Don't curve your hand around to the back of your head. You start pulling your neck down. Tuck your chin just slightly and grit your teeth, tongue to the roof of your mouth. So if you did take impact, you can take it more. If you're like me, you have to have your teeth pulled out. Just drive your tongue to the roof of your mouth and hold your jaws as shut as you can. Okay? When he punches, the first thing I'm going to do is cover. Both hands come up. If I only have one hand, bring it up to the middle and then turn away from the force. So if he's hitting with his right hand, he throws that hook. I bring it up. Keep it there. Can you see that on the camera?
Yep.
So I am moving with the force. Do not move this way. Go slowly. This way, because you mistime that, I get cracked. So move with an hand. If I just try to just take it, that's hurt me. It'll probably knock me out of the chair. So move your torso. If you can move your legs, put one in front of the other. Doesn't really matter which one. Put one in front of the other. Now, when he strikes, I turn my torso and I turn my foot that's on that same side. I turn my toe towards my other foot. Okay. He punches, my torso moves and my foot moves. If it runs into the chair, that's fine. Don't worry about it. He throws the other side. Oh, see how that knocks me out? And that's because I try to just take it. He throws the other side. Move with it. Okay? Move with it. You can't keep taking these because if he keeps driving forward, he will drive you out that chair. He punches again. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, that's the first part, cover. Next is I crash into him. Cover, crash. 1, 2, don't keep taking it. If you can get up, crash either with your head, boom, into him. I don't care if it's shoulder, face, what it may be, or both of your elbows crash into him. You okay? Mm-hmm. That hit him here, this one hit him here. Boom, crash into him. If I can get up when you crash into him and stay low. Put your head into his body. See it? Put your head into his body. That's crash. If I can't get up, then I just crash from the seat. If I can get up, crash, and then clinch. Grab him around the waist and pull his waist to me. He's tapping because he's off balance, and I step deep, and he'll fall, right? Or I clench. I bring my hand up to his shoulder. He's clenched out that way. He's controlled. Then boom, hit, boom, hit, boom, hit, boom, hit. Okay. If I can't get up, boom, boom, I now boom, hit, pull his head. Says clench. That means to take control of him. I bring his head down to my knee. If I can't lift it, if I can lift it, I bring it up. Boom, hit. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Slamming it behind his ear. Whatever it is I gotta do, slam it. I can grab his chin and the crest of his head turn. He's tapping because that's locking his neck. I can either throw him or just dislocate his neck. Okay? Didn't say break his neck. You actually dislocate the neck. Neck's a joint. You dislocate joints. You break bone. Okay. Once again. So this is, I'm sitting. He's in front of me. Okay. Boom. Crash. Okay. Go again. I'm being careful with these elbows because they'll tear him up. Ready? Boom. Bring this, drive that into him. Face, body, whatever you can get. Say, I can't get up. Slam that into him there. I can slam that into his arm. Pull down. Boom. Hit. With my knee. If I can't lift my knee, then I drive his head to my knee. Boom. Boom. Hit him. Boom. Punch. Choke. Whatever it is you got to do. Okay? Because if you can't get up, you have to be even more determined to live. Okay? You can't get up. If I get up and I crash into him, I can clinch him, slam a knee, push him away, take off. But if I can't do that, then I got to do what I got to do. All right? So that's the first one. Number two, give me number two with the next thing we're working on.
Versus straight punch.
Versus straight punch. Same thing. He's throwing a straight punch. This allows us to work on it a little bit more. Bring that down a little bit. Right there. He throws a straight punch here. Hands come up. If I hit him with my elbow in the hand, good. If his fist hits, good. That's ending him. Make sure your arm is married to your face, by the way. Don't have it out here, you're looking. Ooh, boy, it's not a show. You don't want to peek at that. He throws, I'm here, it's close to me. It's close, right? After that, then the crash happens. If his hand is in the way, one thing you have to worry about with straight punch, it forms a bridge sometimes. If his hand's in the way, then I go straight to the clinch. I go from cover to clinch. After I pull him, I want his fist touching my thigh. Or if it's a knife in it, I want that past my thigh. Okay. If it's down like here, I want it way past my thigh. If he has it in a reverse grip. And then this pulls. Normally, though, you pull his fist to your thigh. Boom, hand comes up, boom, hits. I'm still holding his arm. I pull it down, I pull his neck down. Boom, down. Drive that knee up or pull him down to it. After I pull him down to it, give him a shot to the body, hit, shot to the body, hit, shot to the body with my elbows if I want to. Down into the back of his neck. Down into the back of his neck. Do not hit his back with the elbow. It's really doing nothing. It's just an annoyance. You say, I'll break his spine. You won't. Unless you're the Incredible Hulk or something. Down into the back, base of his spine, base of his neck. Boom, right there, okay? Base of his neck. The base of his spine is actually down here. Coccyx bone. Once again, you hit that, you're not doing nothing, especially the way it's bent here. This muscle protects the spine. That's really not going to do much. But this back here, there's no muscle protecting that. You hit them either to the brainstem or the cerebellum, and yes, they are different. Some people talk about it like they're the same. They're not. I knew that because I had cerebellar stroke, so I know this part of the brain very well. All right. So that's against the straight punch and the hook. They're pretty much the same. You cover, crash, clinch. Y'all got me?
What, rear choke?
Now, rear choke, yes.
Folks, y'all really have to practice and train those covers. I know just because he's telling you to keep it close to your face, you may have that knowledge, but if you don't train it, one thing you know when you train those covers, when somebody start hitting on you, you have a tendency to want to widen your elbows to block that punch out, and that'll get you cracked. So you really do have to train that under stress and duress to keep that thing married to your face like that. You just can't. It's not enough to know the info.
Because real quick, a lot of people say, against an untrained dude, it's a work. People say that because they're lazy with their technique or they don't know how to deal with other than the untrained. You train for the best, then the untrained has been taken care of already.
Right.
And now the best is taken care of too. Don't train. If you train, I train for the chump on the street. Well, what about the assassin? What about the professional killer? What about the serial killer? What about domestic violence? You train for the chump on the street, but the person attacking you is your husband, and he's trying to beat your face in. I mean, that's bad enough. Even if you have a high level of training, when it's in a domestic situation, a lot of times we don't even protect ourselves because we just can't see ourselves hurting our loved one. And I'll say this on that. Your loved one saw himself hurting you. So are you their loved one? So now, real choke. And that's hard, but it's the truth.
It's hard, but it feels like
so let me put my leke in. Reason I have to put the leke in. If you tried to choke me, I got my leke out, it would send energy through him, and it probably just explodes. No.
That's a lot of force off with this one. Yeah. There you go.
You good there?
Yeah.
All right. So now he's around your neck. Your awareness was real bad that he got this close, but hey.
Am I going for a rear naked or just like a...
Not real naked. A real naked choke from here, the person's really in trouble.
going for it, I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. So you got to stop either choke him fully being on.
Right.
As he's trying to get the choke on, first thing I do is look. I look into this middle, but a real naked choke, you're in trouble because if you look, that's where they want you at.
Yes, sir.
So this is called a rear choke. That's the right. Some law enforcement folks I've heard that they use this on folks, sometimes, other people. So just so you know, this is here. You look into the crook of their arm. That's the first thing. Do not take this forearm across your throat. It'll crush your windpipe. You look and your hands form C's. They come up on his forearm and on his bicep. I look to alleviate the choke, and then the hands come up. And then I elbow back as my fingers are locked on his arm. I elbow back. See all that space I got now? I got a lot of space here. All this space. I'm not choking now. Okay. Now from here, to put opposite, so his arm is on this side of me. My opposite foot, it widens out. I need balance. And then I start looking towards my opposite heel. There. He's tapping because he don't want to go over. Here, start turning to look and really at his foot. Start turning yourself. See where he's at? To throw him off. We have no match here, so I don't want to throw him on the floor. The other way to get out of that, here, once I pluck down, here, is to lift up here. But this one, you got to have some strength.
Yeah,
okay.
If I'm heavy.
Right, you lift. This hand goes here, and you bring him over. Okay, but that requires strength. So I'm trying to just show you now. Here, we should have mats down. Just turn them.
Yeah,
see what I'm trying to.
My balance point's gonna go, and I'm gonna fall.
Right.
This way.
You got it.
We can put a mat down if you want.
Okay. So grab a mat real quick. So I want you all to see. It's not a lot of work that I'm doing He's heavy. I'm not taking his weight on me.
Yeah, he'll be in my space.
Now, I can take him right over here because of my training. I'm not going to do that. That's dangerous for him. He's blue going through this desk real quick. I don't want him going through the desk. All right. So now, you look, pluck, okay? Widen your base. That means your feet go wide. Can you show them my feet real quick? I lift it up some and show my feet. Widen your feet. Okay? See, my legs are like this. Widen it. All right, now you can put it back down. Now I'm going to turn. So I want my body, the shoulder here, I want it going downward. This shoulder going up and back. This one that he's grabbing down and forward. Okay? So I turn. This goes down, forward. He goes down. Okay? It wasn't a lot of weight to it.
You may have seen this on the Remix Morning Show.
Yes. I was doing that from standing.
Yeah, we demonstrated.
This one, you're doing it sitting. Now, it's easier standing, of course. But you got to do what you got to do what you got. Okay? Turn. So I'm going down like that. Okay? He goes down. That's against the rear choke.
Really easy to train.
Now, sometimes you're sitting down in the grass, particularly if you are a more nature-oriented, person. If you're shea butter, shea butters love to sit down and read in the grass, all that good stuff. So now, you're sitting down.
Nothing wrong with sitting down and reading.
And ain't nothing wrong with sitting down and reading. Definitely ain't nothing wrong with reading. Okay? Period. Read. Now, in this one, move that back because you're going backwards. On this one, he tries to take a rear choke, but I'm sitting not in a seat. I'm sitting on the ground. You may have to hold that up and shoot.
Well, you can play for it lower.
Yes. Take it off the platform.
Oh, yeah, that works.
Yes. You're sitting down, reading, thinking about the vicissitudes of life, whatever it may be. You're checking out a man or woman that's walking through the park, what it may be. You're thinking about how your wife didn't cook your favorite meal, even though you've been begging her for a month. Or, that doesn't apply to me. That didn't happen to me. So, you're there. This person now is trying to reach down and grab. You got to be aware. It could be that same kind of choke. You could grab me on the shoulder, whatever it may be, right? When he is coming down, he has to, he does that, or he closes to reach around before he gets around my neck. As he's reaching, I reach back. I grab his ankles. I use my feet as anchors, and I push my back into his knees. Let me take this off. You okay?
Yes, sir.
You put my leg up.
Come on up there.
I don't know where my glasses went.
Me neither, but what is it? Don't move. I don't want you to
step on anything.
What the hell?
Was that some type of magic trick you just did?
That is the
I heard.
Akinbobola touched my face.
I thought that was my lecking. Where are
Don't
they?
move. Oh, snap.
Are they behind you?
All right, so I can do this without the leg, without the glasses. I won't be able to see after that,
They
though.
must have gone this way. I can't see anywhere else. Oh, there they are.
Oh,
Wow.
Went over your head.
All right, so I'll do this without the glasses this time.
Yes, sir.
I don't need to see to do technique. All I need to do is feel. Okay. Remember, use your feet as anchors. If your feet are like this, you best be real flexible to get some pushback like that. Okay. So if you have them like this, this is actually better for your pushing ability. Forward here.
If you have that Bile cord, and you might be all right, but
Now, if you have a Bile's cord, you don't even have to grab the ankle. You just go like that and go flying. So when he steps in, when you feel that, immediately grab the ankles and push back. So remember, your back, really the underarms or your back, depending on how big you are, they push back into his knees. There. Now from here, after he goes, you got to get up. So the best way to get up from here is to let your leg drop. This other foot comes over it. Or it could be this side. Whatever's easiest for you. You push with this hand and with this foot going to a kneeling position. If he is still behind me, I drop my knee. I get up face. Now from here, I would work on other stuff. Put him right back down, get up, and be out. Okay? Or you can just get up and run. So that's if you're sitting back. You okay?
Yes, sir.
All right? Now, the last things, real quick, on how to get up if you are seated. You saw me get up. No, I'm talking about sitting on the ground.
Okay.
2 ways to get up. The first way I showed, if I'm down on the ground like this and I need to get up, don't tell me I fall and I can't get up. Don't do it. Put your hand on the ground. Put your hand, this hand out. I'll do it this way so they can see it on this side. Okay. Hand on the ground. It should be slightly behind me. On that same side, my knee touches the ground. This foot is flat if it can be. If not, I get up from right here. I push and I dig in with this foot and get in a kneeling position. Now, if your core is not that good, you're going to go sideways, just so you know. You're going to go sideways and then turn yourself straight. But if your core is in any kind of condition, and try to get your core in condition, I got a tummy, but I train, so get up straight. And now this foot that was bent back there, bring it straight in line with the other foot. Stand up, and you're out of there. Okay? The other way to get up, when I'm here, put both hands down. This one's already down. Put the other hand down. Now this leg that is on the floor, it swings back between my arm and my body. I push my weight forward, swing it back, and I'm up.
Swing back.
That's called a swing back. I'll go again. I'm here. I got to get up. Whoa, here. Up. Okay?
And out.
All right. So those are those. Do you all have any questions, my fellow instructors? Yes.
So when would have been when you have that when would have been a good time to pull if you had your knife on you during the that front encounter?
Okay, can you bring the chair back? You can move this back. So a good time to pull.
As far as with the strikes.
Let me transfer this. tool over to be an analog for the knife for right now. Okay. I'm using.
I got my practice page.
Oh, you got your. Okay, cool. All right. I won't transfer this. Keep that where it's supposed to be. Here we go. Let's say I have this. Now, before you come forward, I'm going to pull my real tool, one of them. He's talking mess. I'm in a chair. If there's a table here and he's across the table, well, I got time. This is restricting, but it's also restricting him. I have time now. I'm like, sir, what is it? You really don't. Now he does that. It's coming out now. Okay. It comes out, and when I pull it out, it comes across to here. Sir, you really don't want to do this. I don't want no trouble with you. Okay. I would now. They can see it. But can you?
It depends on what the table is.
Like if it was an actual table, I'd be under like this.
Yeah.
And so you open it. Do not cut yourself. Know where you at, right?
Yeah.
Open that bad boy. If it doesn't open all the way, now you use your plate. Do not go like that to open it because he's going to see that. Just open it. Sir, I don't want any problems with you, sir. You see where I'm at, Bile? Now he comes around. I'm not going to. Now you're ready. Boom, and don't, sir, step back. Now he knows now. Yeah. Do not deploy this tool in this situation. You deploy it if you're standing up and you're ready to keep yourself. And sometimes even then, you hit. Your deployment is hitting because you don't want to lose the element of surprise. I'm sitting down. He has the advantage. He's standing, right? So as soon as he moves, boom, I move on him. Okay, hit him. Put it back. Go back to eat my meal. Okay. Don't do it. Get out of there. Unless it was in your house.
Exactly.
Then you go back to eating your meal. Before you have to roll them up. Whatever you may have to do. Roll them up and get them to the hospital. Okay. Now, I'm sitting in a chair, wheelchair, or what have you, and he's coming at me like, sir, I don't want no problem, sir. Sir, now don't be way up here because you got to come down. Be down here. Sir, that still looks like you're there, right? So when he makes that move, sir, push him back and grab. Do not go over your arm because you got to move your arm. You don't want to move it with the blades right there. This is, sir, hit him if you want to. Me, because these are his delivery systems, those go first. You okay? So I hit that. Okay. I don't have to move here because I'm cutting to that side. When I go to that one, you see how he jumped back? You okay? He jumped back. Now that one, it goes. If I have to. That's femoral artery. Bad day. Okay. For him, that's going to leak. Or it's hit. Okay, to the gut. We dealt with that before, though. This is primary targets, structural damage. Secondary damage is vascular. If I hit him there, I hit him in the thumb on purpose, okay, to make him move. Then I go out to that thumb side of his wrist. There's an artery there. There's vascular damage. He's going to be leaking. That's secondary. Tertiary is systemic, meaning I stab, I attack his systems, meaning I thrust into his body there. If I thrust into his leg, that's vascular damage and structural because that's dealing with his veins and arteries. There's no system there. System, you have to stab to the body or the head. Okay. I can also, so if I cut to the base, that's neither systemic, structural, or vascular. That means it's the lowest it really shouldn't be done, except maybe to scare them off.
That's why so many people walk around with buck 50 still around.
Buck 50, right, it's still around. not too many people walking around with these.
Right.
You see many people with those scars.
Right, exactly.
I gotta get one more since we here in this specific situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's two people, and it's you.
And I got a tool.
You
I'm gonna have a tool. Okay.
But we aggressive. How do you? So it's a two-part question. What to do, but how do you decide what to do when you have two people?
Or who to do.
Exactly.
They cannot see.
So.
Oh well, yeah. Right.
So right.
I was
so
gonna move and let him just kind of explain it.
Well, no, because I want them to see it.
Okay.
Right. If you're dealing with two people, if you don't know them, you just go for whoever makes that move or whoever closest to you. Right. Right now, he's actually closer than you are. There's no way y'all just gonna be side by side. If so,
right. No, we would be more like this in real life. Like
Right.
trying to
somebody
get
gonna be right.
Right.
So at this point, still you intimidated. Hey, please, I don't want no problem, man. What y'all want my wallet?
But it's about to go down. So it got
He moved closer to me, so he gets cut. Now I didn't aim what I'm cutting at because I'm gonna kill you. I to open that leg up.
just to stop him, so you
Right, here's that advance.
Right.
Open that leg, and then I hit your femoral.
I'm
If he's moving back when I go for the femoral, I end up hitting his groin. I'm cool with that. But that's gonna make him pause too. Go for the groin, and then now I hit his femoral. I do not strike upwards with this, I'm gonna get it taken.
Yeah, good point.
So it's all low attack. I'm hitting, hit. I don't go no higher than your liver. Okay? And it doesn't matter, even though he's left-handed, his liver's still on his right side. Just so you know. What about a lefty? His liver's still on his hey, I was actually asked that question before. It was a child, though.
Okay, I was about to say.
No, it was a child.
Tell them.
I said it's still on his right. Okay. Your heart is not on your left side, by the way. Your heart leans left. It's actually in the center. Yeah. Just so you know that. You need to know where these things are, so if you have to damage them, you know where you're hitting to. It's very hard to get to the heart. In the TV show Dexter, he just take a knife and like there's no sternum bone right there. Right. That sternum bone is made to protect your heart. It's hard. You can get through it, but it's hard. I watched a woman stab her brother in the chest with a butcher knife, but thank God it was broken right there. I mean, she came hard, hit him, boom, hit him so hard. I can't do the scream. I'd have to get a little girl to do. He screamed because he thought he was gone, and everybody else thought he was gone. And it was just a trickle of blood because that knife, the edge, the point was broken off already. And she didn't know. She just grabbed a knife and was just going to run for it. And she's so aggressive and angry. Nobody paid no attention to that. There's no point.
Her brother too.
Well, he had hit her with some boiling water.
Yeah, that's sibling rivalry.
That's more than rivalry. My sister ain't never hit me with no boiling water because she hit me with boiling. I might be jabbing the knife too. So anyway, cut low at the height of the liver at best, just because it's so devastating to it if you do stab the body. Okay, if you cut here, it's like it's pressurized, right? So that cut, even if it's a stab, a small wound, it will push the intestines out. If they wanted to just beat me up and his intestines are flowing out, he may not stop, at least he will. But I prefer to hit the legs because when he tries to step again, that opens and he knows now, right? And then I attack his femoral because he got to go. There's two of them. Yeah. And he know I got a knife now.
I have a question about it.
Yes.
How do wrist escapes or weapon retention, how does that work, or how is it effective when you're seated?
Good. Great question. So what he's talking about is when your wrist grabs, when that's people teach that technique because they don't have other techniques and they're trying to fill it up. The reason why we do wrist grabs is weapon retention, tool retention really, but You're the weapon. This is the tool for those that haven't heard me say that a million times. You're new to this channel. Oh, we're every Saturday, Warrior Class, every Saturday, 1 p.m. And then our live show, first live show will be October 2nd. Okay. When you grab the wrist and you're seated, whenever your wrist is grabbed, you have to go against the thumb. Normally, if he grabs like this, I step towards him, and then like I'm brushing the side of my head. So all I gotta do is go against this thumb. Seating makes it harder, and you ain't got time. See, because he may pull a tool. So I just gotta go against the thumb now, the thumb and the index finger. So now this comes this way. Grab tight. Y'all can see he's a big brother, right?
Almost as big as me.
Yeah. Just a tad smaller. He's grab tight. Good. He's there. That's what I'll be trying. Now, I got a tool in my hand. He's grabbed. I don't want to lose it. And then I cut him. Okay? I can either come right back at that hand, and I hit that wrist. And that's the goodie side. That's the artery is. Or, which would be the main thing I want to go for. You say, well, when you go there, he's going to hit. I bet you he won't. Because he didn't grab, I got a knife, and I go ahead. He's trying to move, right? And when he moves like that, hit him right in this one. Do not get tricked into going up here.
I heard the doctor confirm what you told us 100 times over, and that fear will overpower everything in your mind.
Right. A human being will do more to escape pain than to gain pleasure, right? Your pleasure punch me in my face.
When you see that knife, all
that pain, you'll do more to
the thought of that pain.
Now, inside, so that's outside. Inside, normally, let go real quick. I look at my hand. I got a real pretty hand. So I want to share it. He looks at my hand, and I'm out. Well, this one's pretty much the same. I look at my hand. He looks at my hand, except normally I can do this with one hand if I'm standing. So two hand, I gotta use two hands. Okay, that's tight. Good. You can also do this way. I pin this forearm and I go back here. See, that will make him move. There, and now he can only move so far and keep his balance. This is the easiest way. I look at my hand, he looks at my hand. If I want it to be even easier, pull. I pull this to my waist. I look at my hand, he looks at my hand. It's easy. But even up here, because here, if it's closer to his center, he's stronger. Yeah. You got it. And see that I can't if I can't get up. So what you can do too is grab. Do not grab your own wrist, you're gonna get cut. Grab his wrist, pull down. Now this here, if he presses it in there, that's good. You say what? Because it's pressed in here, that means his fist is planted. I pop that right there. Snap that elbow, okay? Go right behind it. You can go on it if you want, but it's better if you're behind that. I go there. Now he's going to, and even if he don't, he gets this snap. So he's going to release me, and once he releases me, cut him again, cut him, okay? Once again, femoral artery, or cut him now here, because it's bent so nice, slit that throat, cut him, carotid artery. This is because I'm trying to survive. I'm sitting down, and he's attacking me. Okay?
It's because you're a big old meanie.
Now, if I'm get away from me, please don't do that. And he grabs me here. Now, if he grabs with two hands, no, grab it. It's cool. If that's your instinct, he grabs with two hands, then you grab with two hands, or you grab with two hands. There, you can go here if you got long enough arms. If not, you can go here. The blade is here. I'm here, and now you press this straight down, and he's hit. Okay, grab that again so they can see. Hand here, press that down on his thumbs. He has to let, there's too much pressure, and then you drive that into him. Okay, liver or groin. If it's one hand up, normally standing up, in that I would bring my elbow over and lock him. I don't have that option right now. So now I can just roll. I'm out.
Yeah.
Okay. Like that, but the way you keep him from moving, hand here, roll that out.
Oh,
Cut.
Nice.
Okay. Just remember, simply go against the thumb and index finger.
Okay.
Okay.
Transport up is the same.
This way?
No, this way.
Like that?
What are we doing now?
Yeah, it's the same. So
Yeah.
pin that, just roll out.
Good boy.
Or pin the hand, roll out. It's easy if you do the arm.
Mm-hmm.
It can't go nowhere.
So you need more isolation when you sit down. You need to isolate.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So go against the thumb and index finger, and when you cut here, ooh, behind the knee, I wanted to cut this. I want y'all to be careful because I want you to cut yourself. I would do it. I would just drive that up.
Yeah.
I would push that up and just cut him.
Yeah.
But I don't want y'all to do that. I don't, because that takes a lot of training. Here, cut right behind that knee. Right behind that knee. Hit that femoral artery. Then you say, you want some more?
No, sir.
Now, if it's two of them, after I do that to him,
I'm good.
right.
I don't know why he got out here in the first place.
Right. I was setting him up. I knew you were going to kill him.
You know what I mean? I don't know that.
So
dude.
you do that, and then you get up and leave if you can. If he falls on you, sir, you okay? Put this mug back up, your knife up. Sir, I think you had a heart attack. Or, oh my God, you bleeding now. Maybe you had a hemorrhage or something. Sir.
Somebody call 911 while I'm running.
Right. Somebody call
I'm gonna run get him some help.
Right.
I'm gonna run get some help.
Oh my God, I feel queasy. Push him off. I'm going to the bathroom. Okay, do not stick around and watch your handiwork. Because somebody has probably already called the police.
There you go.
Had to deal with a dude that came into my martial arts school years ago. He was stealing statues. He was trying to. And I went into the lobby. Our receptionist was terrified. And he said, I said, well, why are you messing with the receptionist, man? You're going to have to leave. He said, this is my niece. I said, it's not your niece. He said, tell him, I'm your uncle. And the way he's looking at her, you know, she, I said, you know me. You don't have to be afraid of him. If he's your uncle, I go back and continue teaching. Just tell me, and I got you. She looked at him. I said, just tell me. And she wanted me to just take the hint. No. You ain't got to worry about him. She said no. And at that point, I locked the door. And he said, man, you better let me out. I said, I will leave and don't come back. I unlocked the door. He said, you lucky I ain't got no gun or I shoot you.
Oh damn.
I said, my gun, see, and then my gun's under the chair. My holster was under the chair. My gun was locked up. But he didn't know that. I said, my gun's right there. Go get it. And if you're going to shoot me, shoot me. He said, I'm going to shoot you. I said, well, do what you got to do. He goes to get the gun. I lock the door. He looked, man, you played me. I whooped his ass.
Exactly, right?
Oh, yeah.
You got to.
I whooped his ass. One of my students, scared that it would be worse than just an ass whooping, opened the door and said, get out of here, go. And he grabs me, which I tell you, you better not ever do that. He was an instructor with me. You better not ever grab me again. You know. He said, I just didn't want to see you do what, you know. I said, I wasn't going to send him home. I was just going to send him home with a well-whooped ass, right? So, then he got a well-whooped one, but I wasn't satisfied because he was trying to steal and threaten the sister, right? He ran out 3-4 steps, boom, fell on the ground unconscious. Somebody called the police. Police come, and now the one thing I did realize when I looked, because I told the students and the parents who were there to go to the back, they all had sat down and watched, and I didn't want them to see that part of it. When I recently had to deal with a mug, I didn't want my children to see a certain part of me. What dude that was in my house being crazy, right? You say, well, why not? You're training them. Yeah, but y'all don't understand. I don't want them to ever look at me like I'm their dad who will protect them. I'm their dad who's loving. I'm their dad who likes to joke and laugh. I do not want them to see that other side unless absolutely necessary. And I thought it wasn't absolutely necessary because I thought they would go to the back. I thought I didn't know my children were downstairs when I had to deal with this fool in my house, right? So, yes, there's parts of me that you don't want to see, right? So, what was I telling y'all about?
Okay.
So Ron, that's the name of the pool who passed out. Ron passed out. Police come, they threatened to arrest me. I said, I protected myself in my place of business. I don't know how it is, but in the state of Illinois, you can kill a person if they're trying to harm you in your place of business.
Yeah, you got more rights in your business than you do in your home.
Yes. So, and I know we can do that here in Georgia, right? They have real lax laws when it comes to that. So I said, I can protect myself and others. I was protecting everyone. And so I can use deadly force. I did not use deadly force. He said, well, if he does die, you're going to prison. I said, no, I'm not. No, I beg to differ. So they left. He was hospitalized. He did not die. He came a couple of weeks later, asking could he join the class. I said, no, not right now. Maybe later. Gotta watch you, make sure you don't have no relapses. And he said, well, I just got one question. What did you hit me with? And, he laughed and everything. And I knew exactly what I hit him with. I just said, I have no idea. It just came out. And it did just come out, but I remembered exactly. I got him in a coup call. A coup call is a chicken wing lock behind your back. I got him in a coup call. So you bend when you call it a coup call. And I dislocated his shoulder with it. And so shoulder dislocated.
Oh, that's
I heard it when it popped.
That's why he passed out.
I heard it when it popped. I saw it when it came out, then I heard it. And so then I started throwing knees into that dislocated shoulder. Knee after knee after knee to knock it out of place that way. You got rotator cuffs, 4 of them. And I wanted to destroy all the rotator cuffs in there. And so, boom, I knocked it that way. He crying. Let me go. Crying. Now, this time he had thrown punches. Now, what I don't remember is how I got past the punches because they really were insignificant to me. If you throw punches at me, it's going to be insignificant. I'm going to be on you. I really don't know how I'm going to get there. But I'm going to get there. So I remember slipping one, and then from there, I was just on it, right? And then once I dislocated that shoulder, my creativity just said, just take it the other way. So boom, I hit it the other way. And once he's screaming like that, I got him. All that manhood lead and that screaming, you got him, man. And so at that point, that's for you to know. You get somebody, boom, and they screaming at the top of their lungs, you got him. So now, at that point, I don't know where I would have gone with it. I probably would have broken his ribs or broken something else for sure.
But that's when
that's when Rustis grabbed me because the way he was hollering and stuff, right? He grabbed me. He said, "Leave!" And the dude, once this is dislocated, you can't stand up straight. Right. So he's bent over. He runs out like that. Makes it, like I said, 3 steps. I think it was 3 steps because I'm looking. He blew because I was like, after I throw Russ, my student, I was going after him. And after me, he's out. That was it, and I told the police, no, you don't do nothing. And I know, I'm like, the man ain't gonna die from no dislocated shoulder. 2 weeks later, it was still in the sling.
Yeah,
he was jacked up. And probably for a couple years, probably before it got completely right.
And the moral of the story is watch how you talk to women around.
Watch how you talk to women. Don't be trying to steal from people's business. Don't threaten to shoot nobody.
Right. Don't sell wolf tickets.
Right. Now, if he had said, I take my gun out and shoot you, he would have gone home then.
Yeah.
He would have gone, because now I can't take a chance on him pulling out.
That's a life threat. That's a threat on your life. You got to respond to that.
So that's this episode. If you have any questions, put it in the chat, put it in the comments. We will try to deal with it. you are real shy about dealing with that, although that doesn't surprise me. The easiest way, my father taught me, the easiest way you can get students to not ask you questions when they ask you a bunch of questions, ask them to ask you questions. Because now they're on the spot and they don't want to seem not bright or not astute in techniques, and so often they won't ask questions. But you are bright, you are astute. Show how bright and astute you are by asking questions, because you got it. And nothing silly. You know, if you say, how do I fight somebody while drinking a grape soda? We'll answer. We may clown you a little bit for asking something like that, but we'll answer. You know what I mean? When I eat a pig foot, what's the best way to punch somebody? I can't really tell you from experience, but I can pretty much guess what it's like. I got a pig foot in his back pocket right now. Yeah, so no, don't eat no pork, but I would for survival's sake.
Scenarios. You got any scenarios, whether you've seen it on TV and you want to know how you would deal with it in real life,
Yes.
or you've seen it on YouTube and somebody got dealt with in real life and you want to know how to not get dealt with in the same manner? Put it up there. Let us know.
You say, I saw this technique on YouTube. Is it valid? Send it to me.
Definitely send it to me.
And then I'll put it on probably the next show or show after, and we'll do a breakdown of it.
Right.
Real quick, next week, for all of our Black Power Media family that's here, Kalonji Jamachanga is going to be our guest.
All right.
And we're going to be dealing with violent resistance. Is it valid? Is it not? Why not? Okay.
All right.
So we'll have the riot starter himself here, author of How to Build a People's Army, Kalonji Jamachanga here, and we will deal with that, because that's a burning question and is dealing with our politics. Okay, is violent resistance still viable? Because it was, or was it even viable when it was used?
What does history tell us?
Right. What does history tell us? And what does common sense tell us? What does our fear tell us? We want to know all of that, and we're going to get to it next week. Same time, same channel. Warrior Class, 1 p.m. on Black Power Media. Love y'all. Stay black.
Peace.
And thank you, Akinbobola, for guest hosting.
Yes, we think.
Coming all the way from the UK.
Yes, sir.
We flew him in just for you guys.
Just for y'all.
We could have went Zoom, but we ain't cheap.
Right.
We wanted him live on the set for y'all, so we did that. We made it happen. I
Exactly.
actually paid for it myself out of my own pocket. You won't believe it.
And the next time I have a better British accent for y'all. I do a great Cockney, and I do a great posh British accent.
Bile, do that face again, please. Do that face.
The reason it's great because we don't know what it sounds like in real life.
I can both not know what it sounds like. It's pretty bad. All right. Love y'all and be safe out there.
Peace.
Peace.